I'm Lonnie, the theater lady, and I'm here today with the lovely and talented Nancy Mimless to talk about a show that we just saw.
We co-saw together.
I thought we saw it very well together.
We did. We did it well together, yes.
It was The Little Mermaid by PMT, currently playing at the Byam through February 1st, directed by Colleen Petrucci, and the set design and the lighting design was by the same person.
That's very cool.
Todd Nahn, very cool. And the set just plunges the audience into this enchanted, beautiful, under-the-sea world.
It definitely makes you feel like you're part of that world. Part of the world.
There it is. And the undulating cellophane and mylar and the way the spotlight comes down and gives the feeling of movement. You really feel
like they're swimming
under the sea. Mm-hmm. You really do.
And their roller skate part of their shoes that made them move like
so gracefully.
Like, oh, we're floating around. We're not standing on a stage. We're floating.
And I liked some of the swimming motions.
Yes, Ariel did that probably the best of everyone. She really, her whole movement really felt like
flowing.
She was there.
Like the water flows.
Yeah.
What was your just kind of overall impression? Just a brief overview.
I thought it was spectacular. I thought the sets drew you in. They were very colorful and vibrant, and the costumes were exciting to look at. Everybody, and many changes too. You didn't realize how many times they changed because a lot of the ensemble were many roles.
Like Billy Mason.
I
never knew who he was going to be or when. It was like,
he was a lot of different parts, and he was in the
the
Scuttle Positivity song. Yeah, he was quite versatile, and a lot of the young students I know. Jessica Ortiz, who played one of the Mer sisters, she was also in a lot of the maids getting Ariel ready for Prince Eric, and Ty Kunzelman and a couple of the other students from PMT were in various roles. And Flounder was, and I just noticed this, was played by two different people. One weekend it's one actor, and the next weekend, and that's Brecken Farrell and Matthew Fedoruk.
And we should say that this cast was enormous. There were it was between 40 and 50 people in the cast.
A lot of people.
I mean, I didn't take the time to individually count, but huge cast.
Cast.
We need to start, I think, with Ariel.
Sure.
The star. Ariel by Larissa Overholt. And her voice was so sweet, exactly like you would think Ariel's voice would be. The sweetness was the main quality I noticed.
Yeah, and she also had this like toughness to her that in the movie she's just very sweet. But I think in this production she had that like, I'm independent, not I'm independent, but more like I'm independent and I'm sweet. So it was really lovely.
I guess I don't know if I'd use the word toughness. Maybe determination.
Yeah, determination.
Because she didn't come across as tough at all.
No.
And then the prince, the handsome prince, Eric, played by Tom Kolos, whom I've seen before, but I thought this role was kind of made for him. He was handsome and charming
But sweet and gentle too.
At the same time, but what a commanding stage presence he had.
Yes, definitely.
And he can sing.
Yeah. And he can sing.
On top of that, I want to mention Sebastian.
I knew you would.
True Verrett Fleming, I thought was just the most adorable Sebastian, and had such a positive innocence in his energy,
and the audience loved him. They just love him.
They ate him up. They really did.
The characters that I really enjoyed was Jeremy Zarniak, who was Scuttle, and Tim Hartman, who was King Triton. He was different than we are used to seeing Tim Hartman. He was very fatherly, but when he needed to be stern, he was stern, but he also was sweet and gentle and loving and very commanding on stage. And Andrea Weinzierl, who was Ursula, sort of a Cruella de Vil meets Ursula meets crazy stepsister, because she is the sister of King Triton.
Speaking of the sisters, I don't mean to
the Mer
interrupt.
sisters.
Weren't they hilarious?
Hilarious.
Every scene that they were in together, they're just, I don't think I can use the word. They're Venus.
No, I don't know if I can say that word. And what was her name?
So, like, just over the top in their competitiveness, and anything with the sisters.
They were very good. Oh, yeah.
And what about some of the big production numbers?
Well, my favorite, of course, Under the Sea was brilliant because the costumes, Lisa Brown did the costumes. They were, I think it was Spotlight. They were vibrant and they were colorful and they were flowing. So you really felt, especially the Stingray, where they were just glittering and flowing on stage.
I know. I loved all the splashes of glitter that came from
Flotsam
nowhere.
and Jetsam. I didn't mention them.
You liked them.
They
a lot.
they moved so amazing. You felt like they were eels, and they sang brilliantly, and they were really, really, really good. David O'Toole and Vinnie Smith.
And I liked a lot of the like the lighting on their heads.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The trident that Triton was carrying.
It lit up, which was very
yeah.
powerful. Yeah, that was really amazing. There was a perfect mesh of set, lighting, costume, brilliant performances. There was no weak link. There's no one that didn't amazingly fit into even the two adorable little children with seashells. They were brilliant.
Every time they came on the stage, you could hear everyone say,
"Aww."
They were so cute.
They were. It was just a beautiful production. I laughed. I cried. I felt empathy for Ariel. I felt empathy for her father. I didn't feel empathy for Ursula, but that's okay.
No, she was not.
But Andrea was
empathetic.
brilliant, and she sang brilliantly. It was a wonderful production.
And the other number we didn't mention that was one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. The other number was Positivity.
With the tap dancing.
With the tap dancing seagulls.
And it was really cool to watch Ariel tap dance.
Yeah, she was learning with her legs. She was
barefooted. I
Yeah.
couldn't hear her tapping. I heard the others.
But she saw.
Yeah. This show plays through February 1st, and I, for one, would not hesitate to recommend it
Me neither.
to adults,
Children.
children.
If you come as an
both.
adult, be careful. There's a lot of children with little running lights
Oh,
happening.
We
won't go there.
We won't talk about those three that almost... Well, we won't talk about those
We
three.
don't talk about this. 3 little children. But I would say that you would be a poor, unfortunate soul if you didn't make it to see the show this weekend coming up.
Running in place like Maniac, the song from
Flashdance,
Flashdance,
yep.
their feet were going. I was in the back row, and the man in front of me had his cell phone out, and I turned around to the usher, and I went... I pointed at the cell phone.
Oh, I would.
And the usher came down and said, "You'll have to put that phone away, sir." And I was like, "Thank you," because I was ready to smack him up the side of the head. Put that phone away.
I know.
This is a theater.
So a lot of kids, because there was a lot of kids. Didn't you see kids dressed up?
I did, but I just thought they were into the spirit of things.
No,
because I do that a lot when I go to the theater.
You dress up like Ursula?
Oh, sure.